And we're live!
And we're live. Hello, how are you doing today?
Bonjour, bonjour.
Bonjour. If people think I'm lacking energy today, it's because yesterday was a grand day. Yesterday, after this 2-month lockdown, gyms reopened and I went to the gym. Which is why today I feel awful. My muscles are killing me. I can hardly move. Just lifting my spoon up to eat, which I do every day on this stream, is killing me. So I'm thinking of stopping eating just because it hurts me too much. Like, this is hurting my arms.
Oh,
Shoulder.
I was going to say stopping the gym.
But I was thinking of going today, and I thought I can't move, so I can't go today. I'll have to. So maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, because I'm feeling really, really bad.
Right. Well, that's it, mate. You ain't done anything in how long?
Can't say that live. It's a private matter.
Oh, sorry, mate. I mean,
Private information.
One arm's really going for it, like with your spoon. Every time you have a nibble, you're going to be like a crab.
Yeah. And drinking your wine.
There you go. There it is again.
Yeah. Also, I think everyone, or I hope everyone saw that yesterday was Jack's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
He's just hit his milestone of 30th birthday. This is 30th birthday, so he's getting really old, meaning he will be 31 for the next World Cup. Can you imagine that? So maybe his last one before he retires?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I doubt it. It all depends, because obviously he's in he'll be in Australia from then on.
He will be. I think he won't play anymore. He'll be a coach or something. Booyah.
Buddy.
Merci, Nico.
So today I'll cover this while Seb's finishing up. Well, I say finishing up. I guess this is the starters. I don't know. But if you can hear me over the scraping of a spoon against the bowl, today we're watching the semi-finals of the 2017 World Cup, which is France-Italy, I believe, in Toulouse. I think Toulouse was hands down the best court for the whole World Cup.
It was played right after our game. Yeah, Toulouse was definitely the best court.
Yeah, it was another one where they started it early. Like, we went out to get food, came back, and the game already started. It happened at the in the day after this as well. They just started it early. It's like, what's the point putting posters up? And then, but yeah,
they started the game, did they? I can't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, our game or the Italy game?
The France-Italy game, the second one.
Oh wow!
I think it was one of those where it's like, oh, we're all here. They did it the day before, the day after as well, in the Wales-Spain game, I think it was.
What was really cool that day is all the school kids they brought over. So it was, they just brought all the school kids from all over, and one class had to support England, the other one had to support Australia, and they had all these flags and drawings they'd done and letters and stuff. They had, all these stuff they had done, shouting "Go England" or "Go Australia." And it was great. It actually filled up the whole crowd thing.
The funniest thing was we got there early, because this one was ticketed, if I remember rightly. You had to buy tickets to watch this one, and we came in.
Semi-final, isn't it?
We came into.
Salut Pascal, ça va quoi? Merci.
Yeah, we came into the arena sort of place, and we sat down. It was like, there's not a lot of people here, and then 5 minutes before the game started, in they
all these kids,
and they just surrounded us, and we were just like, cool.
Such a surprise! It really surprised me. It was a really good surprise, though. I mean, they really added to the whole atmosphere of the semi-final. They never stopped shouting, never stopped screaming.
Was this was the one with there's one random teacher that had a guitar as well. Oh
yeah, well, that's great as well. It's just one of those where, adults sometimes when they're watching a game or anything, they don't really how do you say the word? They don't dare shouting their guts out during a game. They don't want to be judged, but whereas kids don't care, so they just shout and shout and shout and make as much noise as possible.
Yeah, you're allowed to go for it.
Yeah. So yeah, that was great. Salut David. Si vous n'avez pas compris, aujourd'hui on regarde le match de la Coupe du Monde 2017, la demi-finale entre la France et l'Italie. Première mi-temps. Et prochainement, du coup, on fera l'autre demi-finale qui était Angleterre-Australie. It seems we've only got French people watching today, so we might as well just do it in French. Do you want to just switch to French?
Oh, okay. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Ça va?
That's all right. Yeah.
I've got one ready.
We'll talk about rugby now in French.
Yeah, look. Ugh.
Choquant. Wow, you got one. Wow, mate. Well done. There's the Pascal that's saying say hello to you. He doesn't understand anything in English, but he wants to say hello to you.
Thank you, buddy.
Pourquoi tu dis non, David? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Tu l'arbitres très mal cette demi-finale ou quoi? Il se passe un truc comme ça? Mate, honestly, I can't believe how bad I feel. My muscles are really, really killing me. Like I woke up this morning and I couldn't move, and I was like, oh, shit.
Did you like overdo it, or did you just?
I didn't, honestly. I was really trying to not overdo it. I just didn't push too hard. I was doing a proper session, but not like excessive. I don't want to injure myself.
Yeah.
So but. Blimey.
Yeah.
This is difficult.
Right.
This is very difficult. Just a second.
Oh, okay. What are we waiting for? I think he's muted himself.
Yeah, just... Hi.
You're right, buddy? You back now? It's all right to press play?
Yep.
Sure?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm sure. 100%. Just asking for cheese to be delivered. Mate.
Le fromage?
Merci pour le couteau et le pain. Non, je rigole, c'est bon, je mange à la cuillère, c'est bon. Right, anyway, let's get this game started, huh?
Now you've got your cheese delivery, mate. We'll go for it.
I've got no bread.
How's the volume?
Knife either.
How's the volume?
Cheese. No, yeah, it's fine. No bread, no knife, just a spoon. It's not how you eat Roquefort.
What's going on here? There we go.
So, starting five for France, I can see Danny is on.
There's me, Lewis, and CS Best.
Oh, man. So I've got Cyril Torres on, Gilles, Danny, Michel Pinella, whose son is now in the French team, and I can't see the last player yet, and Nico Closels. Okay, wow, big, strong starting five. Blimey. That's probably one of their best starting fives.
How's the volume for you?
Yeah, it's great.
Avec un bon relais du premier ballon pour Michel Pinella, qui se fait bloquer par le 4 italien.
Yeah, so this court is the one that always gets mentioned throughout the World Cup.
This was, best thing I've ever played on. And it didn't look amazing either. I mean, it looked like it was going to be slow, and actually it was so fast.
I think this one is when the kids went to the other side of the hall.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because originally on the one before, they was all sat across the top of these.
Mate, we watched that try back. Oh, it's not a try?
No.
Oh, okay.
Tackle.
See how dangerous Danny is when he gets the ball, though.
I
think the only four of those French players are probably the four best French players there are.
Right.
And then number 5 is, he's a good player, but not the same quality as the other four.
It always makes me laugh when people do that. So as soon as they catch the ball, the first thing they do is just over the top. It's like there's no one near you. Just.
Ouais, mais une équipe italienne qui débute le match sans complexe.
So here we have for Italy right there, number 8, Florian Guttadoro, who was playing for France in the game we're watching the other day.
Oh right.
Yep. So he's swap sides.
C'est cinquième tenue. Ah, mauvaise transmission.
It's probably because of that blistering pass.
Et c'est Denis Veller qui récupère le ballon, le numéro 7.
Yeah, it's a bit messy from Italy.
Pour Gilles Clausel, le numéro 8. Et Dani en soutien, numéro 7.
On veut faire circuler du côté français.
Ouais, c'est le deuxième tenue. Michel Penella qui fait...
It's forward. That's a shame. That tagging up was quite slow. It could have been much faster.
The retreat slower.
The retreat was awfully slow, but that play of the ball, you expect better from France. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
France can play the ball much faster than that, and
it definitely feels like it's not as intense from them, especially with, like you said, if they've put on their strongest sort of side.
4 of them, yeah.
Les Italiens, comme disait Laurent,
but I think Gilles there was expecting the play of the ball to be much faster as well.
Yeah.
There's one of those as well where we've seen it a few times. When you're playing against a team that's not as good as you, you kind of, instead of keeping your level where you're really good, you actually adapt to their level and you don't play as well as you usually do.
Yeah. Just want to... This guy's drive. So he's just beat Gilles, right? And instead of just pushing his chair, he tries to turn it. It's such a weird one.
It is, because you could have gained way more going.
You could have just squared up then.
Right.
Yeah, went straight.
Oh God. Pour les Français qui regardent, là, les salles de muscu ont réouvert hier, du coup j'y suis allé. J'ai des courbatures déjà, je suis en train de souffrir un truc de malade là.
On sent un peu de pression des deux côtés là sur le dernier geste final.
Allez, c'est parti pour une nouvelle chaîne tactique. On vous rappelle que les joueurs, chaque joueur...
Looks like David here comes on here to practice his reffing. There's a fast play of the ball. That's nice. It's a shame Michel wasn't there. Such a shame.
It should be a trial for this.
But see, so for me, that's twice where Michel wasn't where he was supposed to be. If you watch that back, it was once on the left wing, he wasn't there, and it would have been an easy try if he was. He was late there, number 5, yeah. He was late on the left wing. If he was there, it would have been an easy try. Then the next time, they're all attacking to the right side. So he's got time. Right now, he can see he should know what's happening now. And he's late. He's really late. He might not have been able to be there on time. But still, I'm talking like it's the idea of it. It's just, there's no one on the wing there. And Gilles gets through solely on individual skill. But so if someone was there, it would have been easier. You can see it from this angle.
You see, he should have 5 should have slid in first. I don't. Obviously, 7 goes in as an option.
Ouais, puis sur la prise de balle, il joue bien parce qu'en fait, en redressant sa course, il empêche de
défendre. God, all I can think about is my muscles really hurting.
Cyril Torres, donc 13 est un premier essai français. Et donc après maintenant...
Cyril Torres, the man.
Pour la marque donc par l'ancien Gilles Clausel. On ne parlera pas de son âge pour le moment. On l'a dit, on ne le fera pas.
C'est pas le numéro qu'il a dans le dos.
Pas loin, presque.
Allez, récupération de ce coup d'envoi par Nicolas Clausel.
So yeah, nice recovery from Nico. There's good pressure from that defender. Is it Florian? No, it's not Florian. Who is that? Oh, well, this is Julien Penella. So that's his son there, number 10.
What, who plays for France now as well?
Yep.
Wow.
So there's a game here. Father against
son. The Italy. Yeah, I'm guessing that's why the Italy team isn't in the next one.
Yeah, I think they had all these categories. I mean, like before the World Cup was held, and they had to choose countries that were going to participate, and they had all these criteria. And Italy didn't meet them because they've got no season over there. They didn't actually have any proper Italian players, and they didn't think that in the future it would be a team that was capable of performing against other nations. Because when two of their best players have now gone to France, what's left? Not much, and they don't have an actual federation that's working hard at all, whereas Spain does, kind of thing.
Right. I suppose, yeah. If there's the same thing with the whole island situation. I think they've got their arse in gear now, but it's one of those where they're sort of always just floated along in the scene, sort of thing.
Yeah. There's never been an Irish team from Ireland, has there?
I think there was for at the beginning, but I don't think there, especially in the last two things. I don't think there has been the Celtic Cups, because obviously they did a Barbarians one, which we were in.
But I meant like from Ireland, because I remember in 2015 I played against Ireland. But it was, mostly people were from England that had a bit of Irish family or something.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the huge things that they're sorting out now. But it's like people who are in charge of are going to push it a lot more.
That was a bad pass from Danny, I feel. Because he had brought on, like, so many players had gone on to him. And then he decided to go sideways and pass it to Cyril, and then they just lost all their momentum.
That was silly.
That was pretty.
Did you see it? He slapped the ball up.
Yeah. He just passed it backwards. It's just things they're capable of doing. They're just,
That's where he is.
There's nephew and uncle together there. Beautiful pass. I'd never seen that before. Look at that. Just passes it backwards, taps it with his hand.
Et c'est son deuxième essai de la soirée. Encore une fois, le jeu de passe des Français de grande qualité.
So what is the story with them two? Why do they play?
So basically, Gilles used to be a professional rugby player.
Right.
But union. He used to play union. And he had a motorbike accident and lost his leg, whatever. And one day met a guy that told him about wheelchair rugby league, and he thought, he loved rugby so much, he just thought wheelchair rugby league would be so boring and slow, so he didn't want to go. And then eventually he did go anyway, just to check it out, and absolutely loved it and started playing.
Right.
And his nephew came to watch him from time to time, and then one day there was someone missing at training, and they needed one extra player, and Nico was there just to watch, and he said, "Oh, well, can you get in a chair just to help us out, please?" And he sat in a chair and played with them that day, and absolutely loved it, and never got out of the chair.
Yeah.
And started playing just to be with his uncle and play the sport. He loved it. And it's the same thing with Fabien Plaza. It was one of Cyril's really good mates, and Fabien only started playing because Cyril was playing.
Yeah.
And he loved it.
To be honest, most of the time that's always the story.
Well, I feel like it is in France, but it's not in England. I mean, people like Ryan and other ABs, they got to know the sport from special events, like a day where they promote the sport, whatever. And he got into it like that without having any relationship with anyone that's in the sport already.
Oh, okay.
Or who else? Pretty sure. Does Tom Halliwell have any family in the sport?
Yeah, he played with Josh, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Josh. Yeah, I feel like there's a few in England that just play because they like the sport and found out about it and thought it was fun. Salut Adrien. We've literally only got French people watching, mate.
On my photo it says we've got Nathan Mallows in here, Tom Halliwell's in here.
Oh, they're just silent then.
Nathan Colley's in here.
Say hello to us, you dicks.
Lenny's in here as well.
Accélérer toutes les balles. Il joue souvent les tenues rapidement, donc du coup derrière lui ça va vite.
Ah, puis il en fait très peu en fait.
Look at that, silly. It's four of them. Four of them, guys. Don't need the four.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, you do, because he's just absolutely he's an amazing player and so hard to stop. I mean, it's an awful thing to do to defend four on one player, but how are they going to stop this guy? I don't know. They just keep letting him get through. I mean, having played against him, I know how hard it is to stop Danny, and even if you don't want to, you can hardly ever tackle him alone.
C'était très très dangereux.
Et la balle n'est pas sortie.
Elle a été contrée, elle a été contrée.
Il me semblait qu'elle avait été contrée. Je pensais que le compte allait repartir à 0.
J'aurais pu la jouer
là là, les Français sont lobés et c'est.
I think they could have played that. They could have played that just past it. It would have, passed it out. It would have been a easier option. They had numbers then.
Tourne Nicolas Clausel en défense. C'est le numéro 8 Gutado Florian qui fait le tenue suivant pour un tenue 2 Howard qui passe au numéro 9.
Back inside.
Imagine being in a World Cup semi-final against your son. That's quite cool.
Milieu. On n'avait pas encore trop vu
Katembara,
pardon. On n'avait pas trouvé encore Laurent Ferreri qui a fait ce dernier tenue. Un jeu au pied, une bonne récupération.
Yeah, it's. I remember that game we watched. Was it Italy against Australia? It's similar. They're just trying to get through individually. They're not actually creating anything. So they might beat one guy individually, but then that's where it stops, and there's nothing afterwards because they're not set up for a fast play of the ball or anything.
This was good. Watch this drive. At no point does he aim to get through. He's like, draw him in, fake an offload. He turns back into him to get him up again, but he already knows he's passing off.
Yeah, it's good work from Nico. And then I found that drive not as effective at all.
No.
Ça va très très vite. Regardez, les Italiens n'ont pas le temps de se replacer.
C'est magnifique. Et là-bas.
Nice.
But it just shows how patience is key, because if you watch that back, he's not pushing hard. I mean, remember, I know a lot of people have in their minds that pushing hard is the way to get to the try line, but still, when he has the ball, he's keeping the ball in his hand, and people don't know if they're supposed to stop him or go and stop the other guy because he's faking a pass, not giving it. Here he is. Look, he's just playing his back, doesn't know what to do. And then eventually gives it, but then hovers there in just in case. Never does he push as hard as he can. He's not going ultra fast. He's just messing with their minds, and that works. You can be patient in this sport.
The other thing he did really well as well was, which I keep saying to people, as soon as you pass the ball, you have two options. You either slow down or you turn out and get out of the way to get yourself back into the play. Because as soon as you've passed the ball, you're out of the play from then on. It's one of those where he does it perfectly there. He passes it, you just see him a little slow down on his wheels, and then he gets it back. It's just...
Yeah. No, it was good play again. I do think Nico could have scored it alone, but he went for the easy option, a less selfish option.
Well, no, it's not that. It's an easier try.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Option.
So that's already 3 or 4 tries in 13 minutes. So. But then that's what you expect from a team like France that have been playing together for so long. Against a team like Italy who have literally met just before this tournament.
Yeah. Well, not all of them speak the same language either.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but looking at the pitch now, there's 4 French players and 1 Aussie player. So the language barrier is only with one of their players right now, which is Adam Howard.
Oui, ils vivent depuis un petit moment ensemble. Hein. Ça fait presque
de
passe accélération.
Number 8 got caught watching then.
Nicolas qui a été quand même détagué pour le deuxième tenue.
But, you know, that's a really good fake because it's hard to stop that.
Well, the thing is he faked the inside person. He just sort of sat there.
Et
Ah,
c'est
Dani. Magnifique.
That's
Getting through like butter. Let's see Nico's one again. Let me see. Before that.
Il était détagué au dernier moment. Il s'en est fallu de peu.
Before when he does his actual big, really long drive.
Un petit moment.
On le sent hein, sur le jeu.
He gets tackled here.
So Danny draws in 2 players.
Yeah, it's 8 turns in.
So number 8 turns in. He has no reason to turn in. Yeah.
Like the fake was good. It sold one, and then he just sort of span around. It's this drive here. I think. But again, he's straight back out, straight back in. And number 9 turns away.
Yeah, that's reaching. I think Adams slightly late, and the winger just reaches out instead of actively stopping the chair. But Adams definitely late there.
Oh yeah. The light. There's no structure in the line.
But that could, that does come from a team not knowing each other. They don't. That could have been the language barrier then, because he's the only English guy there that was late, or English speaking person. And if maybe he was shouting slide in French, but he doesn't get that. So I don't know. It's just, I think that was a lack of communication, because he could have been there on time.
It's a tough one, man. Especially with how much we talk about how key communication is. It's always like the be all and end all is communication.
Don't often see Cyril missing a kick.
Ne se rattrape pas et donc il faut punir immédiatement le buteur. Mais score déjà cette équipe de France 28-0.
Messieurs, en compagnie de Jean-Jacques Bédier, le manager de cette équipe de France, le plan se déroule normalement. On a un score de 28-0 et on
yeah, too shallow on that chase.
Oui, il faut respecter son adversaire. Hein. On joue les coups à fond. On travaillait aussi en même temps parce que il y a une chaise qui arrive, pas des moindres à la finale. Donc,
they keep doing that. I don't know why. I don't care about his face.
On ne pas de ballon. On arrive dans les intervalles comme il faut. Voilà, il y a du relais, tout va bien.
Bon, voilà, une belle analyse du manager qui connaît parfaitement ses hommes.
Et l'équipe de France est très bien en place. Regardez.
Still not been tackled.
Yeah, but he did call it, so you still got to.
Oh, okay.
He called surrender tackle.
On est à 30 cm là, parce qu'on est en face de nous. Il y avait 30 cm devant la petite balle à profondeur. C'est magnifique.
Great kick.
Un nouvel essai.
Yeah. And Nico and Cyril know each other very, very well. And they've been playing together for years and were World Cup winners in 2013 together. So that's the kind of stuff they can pull off together easily. I mean, Cyril's a great kicker. I mean, that kick's just perfect. Just look at the bounce.
The bounce was good as well, even with the little pop up at the end. It was just, yeah.
Cyril's a great kicker. I mean, I've played with him a lot, and I know he hardly ever misses a kick. It's always a perfect kick. It'd be like, scraps, but even better. Cyril's honestly really good at kicking. And then Nico is just one of the best chasers there is. He's one of the fastest player out there.
Well, yeah, that wasn't even with speed though. It was all set up before. Like he knew he was going to be in the right place, and it was just a good weight on it.
Oh yeah, that was great.
So they've gone for a deep one now.
Great catch from Gilles. Fast play of the ball from Nico in the backs.
Yeah, no one's facing.
On n'a pas encore déflagué, mais il a récupéré.
Il a annoncé c'était limite.
That's a shame.
À l'opposé car annoncé le tenue 2.
On va faire confiance à Richard Frileux. C'était juste devant lui.
Allez, Michel Penella qui fait une nouvelle portée.
Salut Kif.
Et ça accélère. Vous avez vu les Français ont une stratégie, c'est qu'ils partent à plusieurs.
En avant, sifflé par Richard.
Alors
He calls it forward pass. That did not look forward to me.
Vous avez vu les Français ont une stratégie, c'est qu'ils partent
before that, the little pass from the play of the ball. Yeah, this guy.
Le ball pour le tenue 3. Et ça accélère. Les Français ont une stratégie, c'est qu'ils partent à plusieurs.
I don't think that was forward, and I don't think his position was the best one to tell if it was forward or not.
Ou d'un coup les
But anyway,
fauteuils viennent dans le même côté pour faire du surnombre que sur un seul côté.
Doesn't matter. Gives the opportunity to Italians to play it again.
On travaille beaucoup sur la variation
Straight up in the air.
Le ballon. Et c'est vrai que sur ce point,
yeah, they're going in one at a time. I don't even think they're talking to each other.
Là, ça avance. Dès qu'on a le ballon,
yeah, well, that's what, you know, he goes into alone. Overrunning it now. That's a penalty. That's that we call that the lift. It's supposed to be a penalty. They're just they're not doing anything at all. None of them have, you know, everyone is overestimating how fast they're gonna tag up, and they're overrunning it each time, and they keep getting there and then having to stop suddenly, but still waiting for the ball and then turning their backs to the player that's playing the ball. So they didn't represent a threat once. Then they weren't a threat once.
No,
just from bad playing the ball, not looking to play for the next play, just looking to get through each time. It's bad. Very selfish kind of play.
What is good here actually is the control that France are playing with. Oh, I say that just as they do that, but yeah.
Oh, still get through.
Yeah.
I mean, those passes are good though. It's hard. Go watch that back. I don't think I've ever watched this game.
But it's like, there's things that they've set up beforehand. So they're working on, the whole thing is a work on that they've already spoken about before coming into that.
Well, that then, they do it a lot, the French team. So the play of the ball will be done to one side, and then the guy that catches it will suddenly pass it to the other side.
The volleyball,
and and then you can't really beat Gilles' speed. He's just, you know, he's fast.
Alors là, l'accélération, en plus, c'est impressionnant parce qu'on sent il a une.
But the effect is, I mean, when you play the ball one side, the marker will come that side, and the defense will prepare to defend on that side, and then suddenly you change it to the other side, and you know it works quite often. But then they didn't actually have numbers as such. It's just that Gilles was so far on the wing, and the Italian defense weren't matching their positioning, and so it was late on Gilles. And you can't, if you're late on Gilles, his speed is just going to get him through. And then
tough one. He's trying to catch himself.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to stop it. I mean, it's, you know, I was going to say frustration of not managing to stop them that much and them scoring repeatedly makes you want to smash them in some words, and you know, you start making errors.
Et bonne récupération derrière. Quel impact de Gilles Clauzel qui donne de suite à Cyril, qui fait une passe vissée pour Dani.
And once again, I mean, honestly, go watch that back. I mean, he's never where he's supposed to be. Number 5, you're supposed to be either here on the inside, or Dani should be closer inside and pass it to the winger, which should be Michel. He should always be there, and he wasn't there. Once again, he wasn't there, and it was. You managed to get a try eventually, but it would have been a try earlier on. He's never in the right position. It's a problem.
The thing is, it's looking in, so the whole build-up before into this one, they've already spoke about what's going to happen. So Gilles setting up here, and you see the run on the inside and the run on the outside.
I don't know why number 5 is still here on this side. And
that's a floating thing on the end. But the original play was with Nicole on the inside, and then Dani number 7 to run the out.
Yeah, but number 5 should have been with Dani on the out. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying.
I don't know what he's doing. Because the whole setup was Gilles took a drive, simple drive, and had 2 defenders on him. And the idea was to all, you know, all go the other side. There was no space on the other side of Gilles. It was all on the left wing there.
Yeah,
but Michel didn't come up with the team. He was like really late, and
I don't think he knew what they was trying to do at all. I don't know if they didn't tell him or, but yeah, you could see they came up at absolute force.
Yeah, but it's just showing that he's not a weaker player because of his skills. It's just because of his understanding of the game. He's not. He's not understanding his teammates. He's not there when he's supposed to be, and he got there eventually. But this shouldn't pay off at that. He's missing out on the easy option.
It's another one of those things as well, where especially if they play so regularly together and for so long together, they won't have to say as much as to what they're doing. Well, I don't know if they've played with the how long they've been playing with the number 5 player.
Kif Kif, non, le numéro 3, c'est le joueur de Carcassonne, j'ai oublié son nom. Le numéro 9, Quentin, c'est le joueur avec les roues noires.
Placé défensivement, et il y a
Mais le numéro 3, c'est le mec de Carca.
Ils prennent et ça fait très
nice, tackle.
Il est beaucoup plus haut sur son fauteuil d'ailleurs.
Obligé de passer par l'écart pour se passer en demi.
Là, il est là, Quentin. Ouais. Numéro 9, Quentin.
Danny Desnivellers.
Sur une roue. Ça rend encore plus difficile.
Sur une roue. On attend toujours pour l'instant la petite blague de notre consultant joueur.
Ben, je suis surpris parce que d'habitude, c'est pas Danny. Donc, on n'a pas l'habitude aujourd'hui.
On n'a pas l'habitude de le voir tomber, effectivement. Allez, Cyril qui mène le jeu. Donné à Nicolas Clausel qui fait feinte de croisée de nouveau, ça fait 2 fois.
Another fake. He pauses, so it pays off because another frustration, this paying off gets them frustrated and they start putting chairs and stuff, and it's another error that gives another 6 tackles to France.
Pour Michel qui s'est fait
double tackle.
Donc c'était bien défendu.
La passe
de Michel Penella était un peu basse pour Cyril.
That's a shame because
peut-être aussi une solution de détaguer les 2 tags des Français pour ralentir le
I
jeu.
mean, you get both tags taken off. Yeah, put both tags on as quick as you can. But if no one's there, you don't have to play it. You can just wait for someone to be available. There's no point giving it still when he was at a stop.
No.
Et c'est Gutadoro Florian qui va enclencher le 3e tenu. Il est détagué par.
No. Why? I don't know why number 9 made that.
Yeah. No, nothing you can do on the left side there. It was an awful option. Hip threat.
Penalty there.
Un petit litige familial peut-être.
That was a hip thrust from father to son there.
C'est possible. C'est pénalité pour la France.
Voilà, Laurent,
pour l'une des rares fois, les Italiens s'approchent à 3 mètres de la.
Allez, il serait bien
que
lancer un petit peu.
Et Kif, on a le numéro 10, c'est un joueur d'Anglette, c'est Julien Penella, donc le fils de Michel Penella qui est le numéro 5 français actuellement. Donc on a un match super contre 10. Numéro 10, mais je viens de le dire. L'autre là, numéro 8, c'est Florian Gutadoro d'Avignon.
Why?
Julien Penella.
Wait, sorry, I wasn't watching. Can you watch that back? I want to see the whole set. I want to see how before that, when they start. Yeah. So let's see how they build this up. I know what they're going to do. They're just going to all try and get through individually.
I think one runs the whole way out.
Oh, they do pass the ball. Okay, that's an improvement.
Peut-être premier essai
italien. Trying to get through with individual skills.
So I think they got a penalty there. Yeah, but this run is pointless.
That's useless.
Yeah, you should have gone the other side. There's only one person defending the other side. And they're just trying to get past the biggest player on the French team.
What I was expecting, just trying to get through individually, not building anything.
There we go. Oh.
Doing that. It can work. They could have got that to the wing.
Yeah.
Such a shame. But they lost like 3 or 4 tackles just smashing into them for nothing.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Pretty sure that's Jay Anderson we can see over there.
Yeah, Scottish team.
Tenue 0, allez, le 0, le décalage. Il est bien
défendu, bien défendu.
Très bien défendu.
And then you let Nico do that on the first tackle.
Yeah.
Allez, Danny.
2 defenders. After the ball. Oh, that's a shame.
À Nicolas Clausel, qui a de la place.
Forward.
De Gilles Clausel.
Il met la pression.
No, it was Nico Clausel, not Gilles.
En place en défense, il me semble, sur l'italien.
Il cherchait à détaguer les défenseurs. Qui charge Gilles.
Oh, wait, what?
Il siffle le défenseur qui tombe sur. Ah non.
I have no idea.
Non, de l'autre côté.
Ah, c'est un mauvais placement, à mon avis, du marqueur dans son déplacement défensif.
Allez,
oh, there was someone at marker that was out offside before the actual forward pass.
Yeah, number 3 was definitely.
Exemplaire. C'est Nicolas qui fait le tenu, ça va trop vite.
And then number 9 just got caught watching.
Marqué dans le coin gauche, attaque française.
Definite try. Yeah, thumbs up from Steve.
Mais il a annoncé déflagué.
Right, and then he gives a tackle.
Tag.
Quentin Barra qui a
fait une très bonne défense. Hein.
Très bonne défense là, oui.
See this in slow-mo.
Il cherche à tenir le score, ça fait un petit moment.
It's a try and then a push.
Right,
And
yeah,
then
watch Steve in the background. He gives the thumbs up for it.
6 minutes que les Français n'ont pas
Yeah,
marqué.
it's weird call.
Attention.
Interception.
Too soft. Yeah, play. There's like 2 defenders on side and they managed to hit one of them.
Lancé par Laurent Ferreri, puis Julien Penella et Quentin Barra.
Et de suite, le repli défensif de Gilles aurait pu annuler cette interception qui aurait pu être.
Every time number 9 gets the ball, he's actually all right in his chair. He's got good chair, skills.
Yeah.
His play of the ball is awful. Every single time it's dog shit, and it just means he gets the ball, makes a mess, which is a good job, but then actually takes so long for him to put his tag back on. It's really pointless.
Yeah, his play of the ball stops his style of play big time.
Yeah. If you've got good chair skills, the only way you don't only use them to try and get through, and then once out of 100 you'll get through and score. Right? You've got to use them for your team as well, which is making a mess out of the defense, drawing in defenders, 2 or 3 if possible. Like here, that's 3 defenders there. Fast play the ball. And he can make another mess. And if they do it here and again, 3 defenders, if they play again quite fast. And then here is number 9.
Other side. All the way across.
They're just overtrying it. But every time his play the ball is so slow that it's just pointless to make a mess in the defense. And he's a bad passer.
Yeah, it's
in fact, he's better now than back then. But,
la défense française se resserre
très vite. There's some bad things.
Ils mettent un point d'honneur à faire ce
there you go. Three people first drive. Just talking about you don't have to always do it at speed. Watch this.
Look how slow he's going. Goes into 3 people. Fast players attack. I mean, the tag goes on. It's not exaggerated movement. It's just tag on. It's quite quick. You don't have to rush, put pressure on yourself. It's just tag on, play. And he's arriving slowly on the defenders, so there's no, don't need to rush it when you're just setting up.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh,
and the fact that you're not rushing also allows you to not make mistakes like this one he just did.
What was that called for?
Tag fell off.
Oh, okay.
And he tried to play the ball without having the tag on. Oh look. 3 Argonauts.
Get in.
Get in there.
Je considère que le tenu va être joué alors. Voilà, c'est ça. Allez, une bonne chaîne tactique dans vraiment.
Il y a peut-être un coup à jouer.
Un coup à jouer Ferreri dans le camp. Dans la.
It's a shame they were offside on the left wing then.
Aïe.
Definitely drop that alone.
Laurent Ferreri qui fait en avant sur sa remise en jeu. Ferreri dans le camp, dans la défense de l'équipe de France.
You or not?
Aïe.
Oh, it might have hit Nichols. It's hard to tell from here.
Yeah.
Just have trust the ref's decision.
S'il siffle pas Nico, on peut aller où?
Oh oui.
Yeah, I think CS is there telling me now. Hit his chair.
On va repartir pour une chaîne avec Michel Penella, qui est pris.
Allez,
on sent que les jeunes Italiens.
They haven't made one change yet in 30 minutes, have they? No, still the same team.
I thought they would have actually to bring on. So obviously you've got the lead. Let's sort of bring on others and try and get them into the fold a bit more. But then again, it's one of those like what we say about Jack. Like Michael didn't play. He didn't play the first game against England. I'm trying to work out how many games he would have played up to this moment.
Who? Nico, you mean?
Nico, yeah, sorry.
Not Michael. Yeah, Michael played, yeah. Well, there was what, 3 games?
Yeah, but it's like we say with when they don't play Jack in like a group stage or something. It's like this is the point where it's like, okay, you can play this, and it's like cool, you know.
He took both tags off there. That's a penalty, obvious penalty. That same thing. I mean, that's one guy that takes 2 tags off, which only happens when you're listening to your chimp. I hope people know what the chimp is now. We've mentioned the chimp enough. Once your chimp is activated, you can do stupid things like take 2 tags off and you just give a free penalty away, and they can just, you know, they might score a try off of it now.
I've seen Lewis used to do it accidentally a lot. Like you put both hands up and
you need to do it accidentally when you're a beginner,
though.
But you do it accidentally when you're frustrated, annoyed, and listening to your chimp.
Oh, 100%.
Attention, il a engagé la marche avant. Hop, qui fait une croisée avec Nicolas. Clausel, pour Gilles Clausel qui fait un crochet avec son bassin.
Yeah, his was one of those where he'd go in at speed, and when he would hit the front of them, he'd just sort of both arms go up.
Nicolas, Clausel, pour Gilles Clausel qui fait un crochet avec son bassin.
So,
détagué par Laurent Ferreri.
I just want to watch number 3 retreating, please. Just look how blind he was. So he's the marker, and he's pushed. He's not even. This is what the effect. Did you see that? He's not looking at the game. He's not looking at what's happening whilst retreating. So he goes back over there without noticing that. So his job is to stop any player coming between him at marker and the next defender to his right.
Yeah, so from
he ignores that job and just thinks, I've got to get back to the other wing, because they might play it to the far wing over there.
Yeah, it's because at the moment one of the Italian players is down. So obviously but one of the French players to pick him up.
One French player is picking him up, so it kind of cancels that out.
Oh, big time. If he'd have just sat in marker, the gap wouldn't have been there.
Can you watch it in slow-mo from here?
Yeah, man.
He's
over there. There's 2 on 2. There's no reason for him to go there.
Yeah, I think it. I mean,
no reason.
This is from here. Let's watch on this one. So from here we'll go. If you watch, he literally. So he hits there from the side, takes the tag. If he'd have sat there, he'd have been all good. As soon as he turns and goes away, then he just goes straight for that gap he was sat in.
Yeah. That retreat from number 3 is awful. You've got to watch. You've got to at least turn your head around and watch what's happening. I mean, I have nothing against retreating, pushing a chair forwards. I actually prefer that because it's much faster. I feel like when you retreat, going backwards.
That's the angle that shows it.
Again, it just kills you so many times. But if you are retreating,
replay. So this replay angle shows it all. Like he has no idea what's going on.
When you are retreating, push your chair forward. You've got to keep your head up, like watching what's happening in attack, and that would have avoided that possibly. That was really bad retreating. Put your monkey back in its box. Made a big hole for everyone, says Lyndon Price. Yeah.
26 000 vues. Plus de 100 000 personnes touchées par un clic cette vidéo, donc c'est quand même assez exceptionnel pour la Fédération française de rugby à 13.
Et donc on reparlera toujours jamais assez de cette.
I think I've noticed that the style of kicking is the same every single time. They always keep sending up these high balls, and they just constantly are catching it easily. The French, so they haven't changed their strategy once yet.
Yeah, because they did one short one, didn't they? But no one really chased it. So then to do a deep high one means that someone's going to come in at great speed to try and catch it, but they're not sort of chasing it hard enough. I don't think.
I know. I do remember what I was talking about, Lyndon. Don't worry.
C'est sa dernière échéance.
Oui, il a annoncé qu'il arrêtait après cette Coupe du Monde. Ah, dommage. On considère. Oh, Tim Robinson est gentil ce coup-là.
Non, en avant.
Non, il a annoncé que le ballon était parti.
What's going on? I feel like Nico dropped that alone.
Il n'a pas considéré en avant, il a été assez clément.
But it's the first one from Cyril.
The Cyril played it smartly. It's before that even more. Before that.
There it was. Yeah, so he does this and he puts it down and just drops it. Watch. Oh,
it does hit his chair though.
So yeah. As soon as it does that, when he drops it.
Number 10. So that's 3. Repeat 6 for France. But here, I feel like he did that alone. I don't know. It's hard to tell it again.
I mean, it went backwards.
Non, il a annoncé que le ballon était parti par derrière le fauteuil.
And maybe it was just nothing.
Il n'a pas considéré en avant, il a été assez clément avec l'attaque française.
Good D.
Allez,
yeah, that's defending with your chair, which is much.
Whoa! What happened there?
Allez,
he taps the ball on the floor and plays it.
Michel qui travaille sur le terrain.
Yeah, they're going to call it back.
On revient en fait au troisième.
Was the tag after surrender call?
I don't think there was a surrender call. I just think he just allowed himself to tap it and play it before getting tagged. So, like Nico called it a surrender tackle when it wasn't.
Oh, just needed someone on the wing then.
Yeah, but so wait, watch it back because where was Danny and where Michel? So
they're sitting way far back. So you see, yeah, Gilles cuts across, which takes the whole defence.
Neither of them are there.
Yeah,
that's a lack of understanding each other. Because if just one of them was there, that was a try.
Yeah.
And it comes back to what we were saying the other day about the winger, being there.
Yeah.
It's going to get to you, and here it would have got to them if they were there. Yeah. You'll push them away as well to try and score the try, which is not allowed in World Rugby League.
37 minutes maintenant, et ce score qui est impressionnant, 52-0. Et pourtant, ces Italiens ne baissent pas les bras et essaient de.
See, it's the same guy again in a different chair. I don't know why he's changed chair. Oh no, it's just one wheel's black, the other isn't. But how slow is his play of the ball? He's just trying to get through, not giving it, and then turn around, whatever, stop his chair. It's just so long to put his tag back on.
So frustrating as well.
And when you try to get through, what happens quite often is your chair falls down. And when that happens, you lose all your momentum. When you fall down as an attacker, you lose the whole speed of your play, and it just takes away any chances of you scoring. And that's a turnover. So that might have been 6 tackle. I don't know. But it's a general thing. If you're playing and second tackle, third tackle, fourth tackle, you fall over with the ball in your hands, you're taking away nearly all the chances away from your team of scoring.
Yeah. All the momentum stops dead. Like that there.
And still, it's the same guy, number 9.
His arm's up the whole drive, I'm pretty sure. So
there's no way he's going to get through. So he beat this guy, fine, but there's no way he's going to get through Danny. So what you do there is slow down, stop your chair. You've got 2 defenders on you.
Yeah, so you've done your job.
Play that, fast play the ball, and bam. There's a possibility for your team to score a try. But if you fall down, they've got time. The whole defensive line has the time to get back into positions.
Now they need to get out to the other wing.
And now they're just forcing
no gap there. Yeah.
And slow tagging up.
I'm pretty sure he touched the ball on the floor as well.
It's that pressure of being on the try line. They're just forcing it through and then thinking of too many things.
This? He puts the ball down and just pushes it backwards.
Yeah, that's rugby. A lot of people do that. I throw it out of the pitch. I throw it outdoors. Taking my team time.
Oh là là, très très belle touche.
Magnifique touche, un peu chanceuse, je dirais.
Good kick.
Sylvain Kristovic, parce qu'elle n'est pas sortie directement, mais indirectement. Ça sera peut-être signalé.
Cyril for me, mate.
Non, ça c'est des petites anecdotes.
So, you know what I think? Actually, I do remember what happened now. What happened for France? They have 10 players, yeah, as does every team for a World Cup. One five does the first half. The other 5 is going to do the second half. That's what's happening.
Right.
So all these 5 players won't come on at all in the second half, I believe.
Oh,
Faute
got
de
be
Nicolas.
crossing there.
Un passage
Obstruction.
à vide, une sorte de
Yeah.
pour les décrire comme ça.
Oui.
C'est dommage parce que la combinaison était pas mal.
Ils arrivent à 4
It's a shame, it did look all right. I mean, it looked quite cool, but then, you know.
J'avais l'impression que ça ressemblait comme chez les valides à ce qu'on appelle une forme, c'est-à-dire quelqu'un qui vient couper la
See the
trajectoire.
difference is the kicker. I mean, the kicker here gained with his kick, 5 meters, whereas Cyril gained over half the court. Just shows how important it is to practice kicking at home.
Mais la vitesse de Dami.
And God,
as
well, wait, pause that, because this is so important as well. So many people do this. I mean, I've even seen this in grand finals. I think I've seen Josh Butler do it and other players. You've gained loads here. There's no way you're going to beat this guy, and you're so close to the touchline. What do? You either turn inside to take away the risk, or you just stop your chair as soon as possible and look for the fast play of the ball. But here, he just still tries to get through when he's literally got 20 centimeters away from the touchline. So obviously you're going to go out into touch and give the ball back to them. And you're just taking away all chances. It's worse than falling down.
Yeah.
It's giving the ball back to them and taking away even more chances of scoring.
There they are.
It's the end of the first half and you have to give everything. But that's just... It was obvious he was going to go out into touch. It's just a beginner's error, which you should not make if you're participating in the World Cup.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like obviously it's a new team and all that sort of comes with it, but things like that shouldn't happen. That's an individual error. It's nothing from a team point. That's just you as a player.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're not making team errors. They're making 5 players are all making 5
individual plays. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not a team error. It's an individual error, especially like you've got your number 9 is the one you keep saying that just drives into nowhere, and then he goes, "Oh, I didn't get through." Slow play of the ball. Like he's not playing towards a team. It's not like, "Oh, I've done a great drive. Here you go, guys." It's, "Oh, I didn't get through." It's like
that's what I was saying last stream. I think it was the day before yesterday about ego, and that is ego. There, his ego is pushing him to think, right, I'm going to be a star here. I want to be the star of this team. I'm going to get through. I'm going to, this guy probably watched the England game before this because our game was before, and watched Jack Brown, and thought, God, I'm going to be Italy's Jack Brown. And it's just, I don't know. It's the ego is such a bad thing in this sport. You've got to kick it out of your body and play for your team. Even if you are really good individually and you've got great skills, you can't only use that to score tries. You've got to use that to give tries to your teammates as well. And that is one of the most important things in a team sport. Just playing with your team and a player like that with a big ego is just, it's not helping at all his team to score tries. He's just.
100%.
I don't know. I'm lost for words now because it's frustrating. But
yeah, the good thing to take away from it was France's structure there, because they didn't look like a complete wall of defense. There was still errors on their side, even with one player coming up. Like they were overcommitting big time to the one player.
Yeah,
they just knew there was nothing coming on the back of it. But their offense was very, very sort of slow and very thought out. It was well thought out. There's a couple of they had a set play and then there'll be a little bit of off the cuff stuff at the end of it. But their structure to their play was set up way beforehand, which was good to see.
But I think it's more than set plays. I think it's just situations that they can recognize. So
yeah.
We've mentioned it before as well. If you see someone that's managed to get tackled close to the wing, like at 2 and 4, people know what that is. It's between the first and second defender, or between the fourth and fifth defender. If you see one of your teammates getting tackled there, and has 2 defenders on him, and he's putting his tag on quickly, you should know, like, you just recognize that situation. You've seen that before many times. You just go as 4 to the other side, and that very possibly will be a try. Same thing if it's in the middle of the pitch. There's a guy, and he's got it. Just every single time you see someone getting tackled and has 2 defenders on him, if you all go to one side, it's going to be a try. And I think they're very good because of their experience. They've lived so many different experiences in the game, and they're capable very quickly of recognizing what's happening on the pitch, and so they can react accordingly very quickly as well. And I think that's the problem with some of the Italian players. They're lacking experience of game vision, and that sometimes the opportunities are there, but they're not exploiting them. And I think that's what, it creates a huge gap between a team like France and Italy. It's just, experience.
Because that was
the skill there.
I wouldn't say there was any sort of ridiculous speed. There was no sort of really, really strong line breaks. There was probably maybe 1 or 2 runs, but I don't think at all there was a.
Yeah, I was going to say, skill-wise, there's not a huge gap skill-wise between Italy and France. I mean, their speed, it's similar. The French players are fast, but so are the Italian players. The skills, the French players have all got great chair skills, but so are the Italian players. I mean, some of those players, are now part of the French team because they have those great chair skills. So the skill gap isn't huge. It's just that experience and vision, the game brain, as I can call it, just just playing as a team. And I think that's what made a huge difference there between the 2 teams.
Yeah, it's an old thing. A really old basketball coach used to say is each skill you develop is basically a key, and you've got to know when to put what lock to put that key into. That's how it sort of breaks down. Where what you said before, where when you live through that, that's going there. Right, I need to take this skill, so this key, and put it into this lock now, because that's when we've got to spread to the other side. It's that sort of knowing when to use what. I think that's the biggest. Obviously, communication, 100%. That's a huge problem there for Italy. But yeah, they're identifying the problem.
You can tell they're really not communicating together.
Yeah,
and you can tell that they haven't been playing together for a long time.
Yeah,
just their way in attack and defense. I mean, both you can see that they're they don't play together that well. And if they had more time, maybe they would have been.
I don't know, because it doesn't look like they're like. I think the number 10 is passing out from what I see there. Number 10's a very team-based, through the hands player.
He might have been then, and I promise you, after that World Cup, he became the most selfish player in the whole of the French Championship.
Oh, really?
Like, didn't give it ever. He was like always, because I think after this World Cup, he started to get really good chair skills.
Right.
And see you, Lyndon. Thanks for coming. And he started trying everything to beat everyone. And he was actually beating people, but he eventually would get stopped. And it would be the same as number 9 today. He would get through, make a break, but then wouldn't go to the try line, and then would get tagged, and it would be a slow play of the ball because he would fall over, or go out to touch, or just people that are trying too hard.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, we'll see what 5 the French side send out for the second half.
Yeah, I think it will be, honestly, the other 5. I'm pretty sure.
Right.
I do remember France pulling off something like that in the World Cup. Like, one half was just 5 players, and the other half was 5 completely different other players.
Did they mix it
probably
up, or was it the same 5?
What do you mean?
So the 5 that went on then, throughout the games, did they mix up what 5s they were sending on to get everyone to sort of play a bit more with other people and stuff like that?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember. All I remember is that this game, 5 players went on, and then those 5 came off and didn't come back on.
Okay. Be interesting to see the second half then.
Yeah. Well, as I said, that was one of the strongest 5s you can get, other than number 5. It was kind of their weakest link. So now what's left on their bench is Guillaume Motz, Kevin Pastor, Michael Gon, Lionel Alazar, and Lolo Despues, which is a strong team, but nowhere near as strong as what was on right now. Like, nowhere near. I mean, Guillaume Motz He's an all right player, but if you compare him to Cyril, because they're kind of the same disabilities,
right?
Not at all a player. Kevin Pastor, yeah, he's a good player compared to Gilles, same disability as well, like amputee. Not the same player at all. Who else? Miguel Gon is going to come on for Nico Clausel. Not comparable. Who else am I missing? Lulu Después is going to come on for Danny. It's just, it's comparable. I mean, they're still good players, but they're nowhere near as good as the players that were on the first half. So I do think the second half might be, closer.
Okay.
It'll be interesting. We'll see.
Did those second five that you've just talked about, did they all play on the team together as well?
So all the players Guillaume is from Avignon, Lolo is from Catalan, Michael is from Rouen, Kevin is from Avignon, so the same as Guillaume.
So 2.
And who was the last player? And Lionel Alazar, who played at the time at St. Jory. So no, all of them from different teams. So
yeah, that would be interesting because the team that we're on at the moment, that's basically Catalan FAR, isn't it? Yeah, is so who? Fabien's not on as well, but he wasn't playing the semi-finals. Who was number 5 from? What team was he from? 5 was from Anglet. So basically, you had 3 Catalan, Danny from Cal, and then St. Jory, and Anglet. So 3 from Catalan and then 2 from elsewhere. Yeah, cool. So it'd be good to try and work out. Then, even if Cyril did leave to play in St. Jory, so Cyril did play with Danny quite a lot. And then in the 2013 World Cup, they were World Cup winners together. Danny, Gilles, Nico, Cyril. Yeah, so they know each other by heart anyway. They know how they play. They know how to play together. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see then what the other 5 French players come out like. I'm guessing they're the newer players to the team as well. Yeah. Well, Mikel is experienced, but then Guillaume, Kevin, Lolo, their first World Cup. The 2 experienced players in the following 5 are Lionel and Mikel, who were World Cup winners in 2013 as well. Interesting. Well, it'd be good to see. And nowhere near as good as the 5 that was on today. Right. So that would be Friday. Today's Friday, Wednesday, right? Yeah. Today's Wednesday. Friday the 5th. Yeah. It's going quick. Yeah, I'll be going to the gym before the live on Friday. Oh God, this is so hard, mate. You're gonna be a bag of laughs. It's so hard. I don't know how I'm feeling right now. I wish I could transfer my pain to you just so you could know what I'm feeling. That's it. I mean, I've been doing little bits throughout the sort of lockdown, like a bit of exercise here, a bit of yoga. Started doing a bit of climbing, but yeah. I had to pretend to. So, we were doing these daily diaries for the RFL. Right. I had to do these videos for the RFL showing that I was keeping active and during lockdown. So I had to I would do a video. Oh, hi guys, just show you after do a bit of activity, some sport. Just a bit of boxing today. Tomorrow, do some press ups, whatever. I was like, yeah, right. Off to my computer. God, yeah. Sweet. All right then. Well, we'll see you guys Friday, 12 o'clock. Yeah, it's funny how the host keeps forgetting about his own sponsorship, but anyway, I'll do it for him. Please remember code FRED15 for all your beard struggles. And lovely to see you all. I'm very happy we had a very big French community today. We'll be doing a French one soon. Thank you for watching. See you on Friday. Bye-bye. Ciao, guys. Have a good one. And then Fred's going to take 5 minutes.